Here are 5 scary facts about life in the Roman Empire. 1. Gladiator battles were often fights to the death. Gladiator games weren't always as glamorous as modern movies make them look. While some gladiators were skilled fighters trained for the arena, many were slaves, criminals, or prisoners of war forced to fight. Some were sent into combat against wild animals or heavily armed opponents with little chance of survival, solely for the bloodthirsty entertainment of the Roman crowd. 2. Unusual and cruel punishments. The Romans had some horrific punishments for criminals. One example was crucifixion, a brutal, slow, and public form of execution intended to humiliate the condemned. Another was the poena culli for parricides. The criminal would be sewn into a leather sack with a snake, dog, monkey, or rooster and thrown into a river. 3. Living conditions in insulae. The majority of Romans, especially those in cities, lived in crowded, multi-story apartment buildings called insulae. These buildings were poorly built, highly flammable, and prone to collapse. With no running water or sanitation, the streets around them were filled with waste, and fires were common. Life in these insulae could be dangerous and dirty, especially for the poor. 4. Frequent plagues and epidemics. The Roman Empire suffered from several deadly epidemics. The Antonine Plague, likely smallpox or measles, killed an estimated 5 million people, and some Roman cities lost up to a third of their population. The empire's extensive trade network spread diseases across Europe, Africa, and Asia, making widespread outbreaks common. 5. Child abandonment was common. Romans had a practice called exposure, where unwanted babies, often due to poverty or birth defects, were left outside to die or be taken by strangers. Some infants were rescued and adopted, but many died from exposure to the elements or were trafficked into slavery. This was seen as a practical solution, not a crime, and it reflected the harsh realities of life for the poor in Roman society.